Ezra5. Then the prophet Haggai and Zechariah the son of Iddo, prophets, prophesied to the Jews who were in Judah and Jerusalem, in the name of the God of Israel, who was over them. Then the prophets, Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddo, prophesied unto the Jews that were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the God of Israel, even unto them. So Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and Jeshua the son of Jozadak rose up and began to build the house of God which is in Jerusalem, and the prophets of God were with them, helping them. Then rose up Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and began to build the house of God which is at Jerusalem, and with them were the prophets of God helping them. At the same time Tatnai the governor of the region beyond the river and Shetharboznai and their companions came to them and spoke thus to them, Who has commanded you to build this temple and finish this wall? At the same time came to them Tatnai, governor on this side the river, and Shetharboznai, and their companions, and said thus unto them, Who hath commanded you to build this house, and to make up this wall? Then, accordingly, we told them the names of the men who were constructing this building. Then said we unto them after this manner, What are the names of the men that make this building? But the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, so that they could not make them cease till a report could go to Darius. Then a written answer was returned concerning this matter. But the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, that they could not cause them to cease, till the matter came to Darius, and then they returned answer by letter concerning this matter. This is a copy of the letter that Tatnai sent, the governor of the region beyond the river, and Shetharboznai, and his companions, the Persians who were in the region beyond the river, to Darius the king. The copy of the letter that Tatnai, governor on this side the river, and Shetharboznai, and his companions the Apharsachites, which were on this side the river, sent unto Darius the king. They sent a letter to him, in which was written thus, To Darius the king, all peace. They sent a letter unto him, wherein was written thus, Unto Darius the king, all peace. Let it be known to the king that we went into the province of Judea, to the temple of the great God, which is being built with heavy stones, and timber is being laid in the walls, and this work goes on diligently and prospers in their hands. Be it known unto the king, that we went into the province of Judea, to the house of the great God, which is builded with great stones, and timber is laid in the walls, and this work goeth fast on, and prospereth in their hands. Then we asked those elders, and spoke thus to them, Who commanded you to build this temple and to finish these walls? Then asked we those elders, and said unto them thus, Who commanded you to build this house, and to make up these walls? We also asked them their names to inform you, that we might write the names of the men who were chief among them. We asked their names also, to certify thee, that we might write the names of the men that were the chief of them. And thus they returned us an answer, saying, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and we are rebuilding the temple that was built many years ago, which a great king of Israel built and completed. And thus they returned us answer, saying, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and build the house that was builded these many years ago, which a great king of Israel builded and set up. But because our fathers provoked the God of heaven to wrath, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this temple and carried the people away to Babylon. But after that our fathers had provoked the God of heaven unto wrath, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this house, and carried the people away into Babylon. However, in the first year of Cyrus king of Babylon, King Cyrus issued a decree to build this house of God. But in the first year of Cyrus the king of Babylon the same King Cyrus made a decree to build this house of God. Also, the gold and silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple that was in Jerusalem and carried into the temple of Babylon, those King Cyrus took from the temple of Babylon, and they were given to one named Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor. And the vessels also of gold and silver of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, and brought them into the temple of Babylon, those did Cyrus the king take out of the temple of Babylon, and they were delivered unto one, whose name was Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor. And he said to him, Take these articles, go, carry them to the temple site that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be rebuilt on its former site. And said unto him, Take these vessels, go, carry them into the temple that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be builded in his place. Then the same Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundation of the house of God which is in Jerusalem, but from that time even until now it has been under construction, and it is not finished. Then came the same Sheshbazzar, and laid the foundation of the house of God which is in Jerusalem, and since that time even until now hath it been in building, and yet it is not finished. Now therefore, if it seems good to the king, let a search be made in the king's treasure house, which is there in Babylon, whether it is so that a decree was issued by King Cyrus to build this house of God at Jerusalem, and let the king send us his pleasure concerning this matter. Now therefore, if it seem good to the king, let there be search made in the king's treasure house, which is there at Babylon, whether it be so, that a decree was made of Cyrus the king to build this house of God at Jerusalem, and let the king send his pleasure to us concerning this matter. Ezra6. Then King Darius issued a decree, and a search was made in the archives, where the treasures were stored in Babylon. Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rolls, where the treasures were laid up in Babylon. And at Achmetha, in the palace that is in the province of Media, a scroll was found, and in it a record was written thus. And there was found at Achmetha, in the palace that is in the province of the Medes, a roll, and therein was a record thus written. In the first year of King Cyrus issued a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem, let the house be rebuilt, the place where they offered sacrifices, and let the foundations of it be firmly laid, its height 60 cubits and its width 60 cubits. In the first year of Cyrus the king, the same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem, let the house be builded, the place where they offered sacrifices, and let the foundations thereof be strongly laid, the height thereof 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 60 cubits. With 3 rows of heavy stones and 1 row of new timber. Let the expenses be paid from the king's treasury. With 3 rows of great stones, and a row of new timber, and let the expenses be given out of the king's house. Also let the gold and silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took from the temple which is in Jerusalem and brought to Babylon, be restored and taken back to the temple which is in Jerusalem, each to its place, and deposit them in the house of God. And also let the golden and silver vessels of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took forth out of the temple which is at Jerusalem, and brought unto Babylon, be restored, and brought again unto the temple which is at Jerusalem, every one to his place, and place them in the house of God. Now therefore, Tattenai, governor of the region beyond the river, and Shetharboznai, and your companions the Persians who are beyond the river, keep yourselves far from there. Now therefore, Tattenai, governor beyond the river, Shetharboznai, and your companions the Apharsachites, which are beyond the river, be ye far from thence. Let the work of this house of God alone, let the governor of the Jews and the elders of the Jews build this house of God on its site. Let the work of this house of God alone, let the governor of the Jews and the elders of the Jews build this house of God in his place. Moreover I issue a decree as to what you shall do for the elders of these Jews, for the building of this house of God, let the cost be paid at the king's expense from taxes on the region beyond the river. This is to be given immediately to these men, so that they are not hindered. Moreover I make a decree what ye shall do to the elders of these Jews for the building of this house of God, that of the king's goods, even of the tribute beyond the river, forthwith expenses be given unto these men, that they be not hindered. And whatever they need, young bulls, rams, and lambs for the burnt offerings of the God of heaven, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the request of the priests who are in Jerusalem, let it be given them day by day without fail. And that which they have need of, both young bullocks, and rams, and lambs, for the burnt offerings of the God of heaven, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the appointment of the priests which are at Jerusalem, let it be given them day by day without fail. That they may offer sacrifices of sweet aroma to the God of heaven, and pray for the life of the king and his sons. That they may offer sacrifices of sweet savors unto the God of heaven, and pray for the life of the king, and of his sons. Also I issue a decree that whoever alters this edict, let a timber be pulled from his house and erected, and let him be hanged on it, and let his house be made a refuse heap because of this. Also I have made a decree, that whosoever shall alter this word, let timber be pulled down from his house, and being set up, let him be hanged thereon, and let his house be made a dunghill for this. And may the God who causes his name to dwell there destroy any king or people who put their hand to alter it, or to destroy this house of God which is in Jerusalem. I Darius issue a decree, let it be done diligently. And the God that hath caused his name to dwell there destroy all kings and people, that shall put to their hand to alter and to destroy this house of God which is at Jerusalem. I Darius have made a decree, let it be done with speed. Then Tattenai, governor of the region beyond the river, Shetharboznai, and their companions diligently did according to what King Darius had sent. Then Tattenai, governor on this side the river, Shetharboznai, and their companions, according to that which Darius the king had sent, so they did speedily. So the elders of the Jews built, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet and Zechariah the son of Iddo. And they built and finished it, according to the commandment of the God of Israel, and according to the command of Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes king of Persia. And the elders of the Jews builded, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet and Zechariah the son of Iddo. And they builded, and finished it, according to the commandment of the God of Israel, and according to the commandment of Cyrus, and Darius, and Artaxerxes king of Persia. Now the temple was finished on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of King Darius. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. Then the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites and the rest of the descendants of the captivity, celebrated the dedication of this house of God with joy. And the children of Israel, the priests, and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity, kept the dedication of this house of God with joy. And they offered sacrifices at the dedication of this house of God, 100 bulls, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and as a sin offering for all Israel 12 male goats, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. And offered at the dedication of this house of God 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for all Israel, 12 he-goats, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. They assigned the priests to their divisions and the Levites to their divisions, over the service of God in Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. And they set the priests in their divisions, and the Levites in their courses, for the service of God, which is at Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. And the descendants of the captivity kept the Passover on the 14th day of the 1st month. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the 1st month. For the priests and the Levites had purified themselves, all of them were ritually clean. And they slaughtered the Passover lambs for all the descendants of the captivity, for their brethren the priests, and for themselves. For the priests and the Levites were purified together, all of them were pure, and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren the priests, and for themselves. Then the children of Israel who had returned from the captivity ate together with all who had separated themselves from the filth of the nations of the land in order to seek the Lord God of Israel. And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord God of Israel, did eat. And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy, for the Lord made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria toward them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of God, the God of Israel. And kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy, for the Lord had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of God, the God of Israel. John 5. After this there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. After this there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool, which is called in Hebrew, Bethesda, having 5 porches. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of sick people, blind, lame, paralyzed, waiting for the moving of the water. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water, then whoever stepped in first, after the stirring of the water, was made well of whatever disease he had. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool, and troubled the water, whosoever then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had. Now a certain man was there who had an infirmity 38 years. And a certain man was there, which had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there, and knew that he already had been in that condition a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" When Jesus saw him lie, and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he saith unto him, Wilt thou be made whole? The sick man answered him, Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, but while I am coming, another steps down before me. The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man, when the water is troubled, to put me into the pool, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Jesus said to him, Rise, take up your bed and walk. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made well, took up his bed, and walked. And that day was the Sabbath. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked, and on the same day was the Sabbath. The Jews therefore said to him who was cured, It is the Sabbath, it is not lawful for you to carry your bed. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, It is the Sabbath day, it is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. He answered them, He who made me well said to me, Take up your bed and walk. He answered them, He that made me whole, the same said unto me, Take up thy bed, and walk. Then they asked him, Who is the man who said to you, Take up your bed and walk? Then asked they him, What man is that which said unto thee, Take up thy bed, and walk? But the one who was healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, a multitude being in that place. And he that was healed wist not who it was, for Jesus had conveyed himself away, a multitude being in that place. Afterward Jesus found him in the temple, and said to him, See, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest a worse thing come upon you. Afterward Jesus findeth him in the temple, and said unto him, Behold, thou art made whole, sin no more, lest a worse thing come unto thee. The man departed and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had made him well. The man departed, and told the Jews that it was Jesus, which had made him whole. For this reason the Jews persecuted Jesus, and sought to kill him, because he had done these things on the Sabbath. And therefore did the Jews persecute Jesus, and sought to slay him, because he had done these things on the Sabbath day. But Jesus answered them, My Father has been working until now, and I have been working. But Jesus answered them, My Father worketh hitherto, and I work. Therefore the Jews sought all the more to kill him, because he not only broke the Sabbath, but also said that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. Then Jesus answered and said to them, Most assuredly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do, for whatever he does, the Son also does in like manner. Then answered Jesus and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do, for what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise. For the Father loves the Son, and shows him all things that he himself does, and he will show him greater works than these, that you may marvel. For the Father loveth the Son, and sheweth him all things that himself doeth, and he will shew him greater works than these, that ye may marvel. For as the Father raises the dead and gives life to them, even so the Son gives life to whom he will. For as the Father riseth up the dead, and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. For the Father judges no one, but has committed all judgment to the Son. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. That all should honor the Son just as they honor the Father. He who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. That all men should honor the Son even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. Most assuredly, I say to you, he who hears my word and believes in him who sent me has everlasting life, and shall not come into judgment, but has passed from death into life. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, and believeth on him that sent me, hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. Most assuredly, I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son to have life in himself. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself. And has given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. And hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Do not marvel at this, for the hour is coming in which all who are in the graves will hear his voice. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice. And come forth those who have done good, to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil, to the resurrection of condemnation. And shall come forth, they that have done good, unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. I can of myself do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is righteous, because I do not seek my own will but the will of the Father who sent me. I can of mine own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not mine own will, but the will of the Father which hath sent me. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another who bears witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesses of me is true. There is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesseth of me is true. You have sent to John, and he has borne witness to the truth. Ye sent unto John, and he bare witness unto the truth. Yet I do not receive testimony from man, but I say these things that you may be saved. But I receive not testimony from man, but these things I say, that ye might be saved. He was the burning and shining lamp, and you were willing for a time to rejoice in his light. He was a burning and a shining light, and you were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But I have a greater witness than John's, for the works which the Father has given me to finish the very works that I do bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me. But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do, bear witness of me, that the Father hath sent me. And the Father himself, who sent me, has testified of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his form. And the Father himself, which hath sent me, hath borne witness of me. Ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. But ye do not have his word abiding in you, because whom he sent, him you do not believe. And ye have not his word abiding in you, for whom he hath sent, him ye believe not. You search the Scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and these are they which testify of me. Search the Scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. But you are not willing to come to me that you may have life. And ye will not come to me, that ye might have life. I do not receive honor from men. I receive not honor from men. But I know you, that ye do not have the love of God in you. But I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you. I have come in my Father's name, and you do not receive me. If another comes in his own name, him you will receive. I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. How can you believe, who receive honor from one another, and do not seek the honor that comes from the only God? How can ye believe, which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only? Do not think that I shall accuse you to the Father. There is one who accuses you, Moses, in whom you trust. Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom you trust. For if you believed Moses, you would believe me, for he wrote about me. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you do not believe his writings, how will you believe my words? But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words? Psalm 17. Hear a just cause, O Lord, attend to my cry, give ear to my prayer which is not from deceitful lips. A prayer of David. Hear the right, O Lord, attend unto my cry, give ear unto my prayer, that goeth not out of feigned lips. Let my vindication come from your presence, let your eyes look on the things that are upright. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence, let thine eyes behold the things that are equal. You have tested my heart, you have visited me in the night, you have tried me and have found nothing. I have purposed that my mouth shall not transgress. Thou hast proved mine heart, thou hast visited me in the night, thou hast tried me, and shalt find nothing. I am purposed that my mouth shall not transgress. Concerning the works of men, by the word of your lips, I have kept away from the paths of the destroyer. Concerning the works of men, by the word of thy lips I have kept me from the paths of the destroyer. Uphold my steps in your paths, that my footsteps may not slip. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. I have called upon you, for you will hear me, O God, incline your ear to me, and hear my speech. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me, O God, incline thine ear unto me, and hear my speech. Show your marvelous loving kindness by your right hand, O you who save those who trust in you from those who rise up against them. Shew thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by thy right hand them which put their trust in thee from those that rise up against them. Keep me as the apple of your eye, hide me under the shadow of your wings. Keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked who oppress me, from my deadly enemies who surround me. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They have closed up their fat hearts, with their mouths they speak proudly. They are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. They have now surrounded us in our steps, they have set their eyes, crouching down to the earth. They have now compassed us in our steps, they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. As a lion is eager to tear his prey, and like a young lion lurking in secret places. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, confront him, cast him down, deliver my life from the wicked with your sword. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. With your hand from men, O Lord, from men of the world who have their portion in this life, and whose belly you fill with your hidden treasure. They are satisfied with children, and leave the rest of their possession for their babes. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou feedest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will see your face in righteousness, I shall be satisfied when I awake in your likeness. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness, I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness.